GM, everyone. We'll get started here in just a minute, and then wait for a few more people to join us. All right, GM, everyone. Today is November 14th, 2022. It's time for the weekly off sprint. First up, we have Donna in support. GM, Donna.
Hi, and GM, everybody. So for support stats, we had 92 new tickets, which is a 15% increase from last week's report. We also had, we also had an uptick in inquiries on Discord. We received 22 inquiries on Discord last week, which is like almost 50% up from the previous weeks. The top concerns we received last week are key issues, balance and floor chain issues, and then we also had a couple of DAP back issues. First reply median time is at 5 hours. This is a little bit slower than the previous week's report due to some agents being out last week, and then 67% of the tickets were resolved in one touch. Full resolution median time is at 9 hours. We had 61 solved tickets last week. We also had 1,200 help desk views last week, which is like 300 views up from the previous week's report. Top viewed articles, what happened to beta ShapeShift.com, PP firmware update guide, and then wallet migration articles. Basically, that's it for support. Thanks and have a great day.
Thanks, Donna, for those updates. Next up, we got H. Payne in marketing. GM, H. Payne.
GM Ron. Good to hear a smiling voice on this sunny Monday morning. Last week, we had a Cosmos Validator campaign, just a little tiny boy, just for a couple days. Also, a Doing Good AMA on Monday that was highlighting projects that are public goods like ours. It was very, very cool. Got a ton of engagement from that. Also, highlighting our new on-off ramp page. You can on-ramp, off-ramp, swap, and stake your Atom on our app. Super, super dope. And you had to have been living under a rock if you did not see this whole FTX SBF debacle. Capitalizing on that, got a ton of awesome Twitter tracks on that, which we'll be presenting tomorrow on our office hours. Last week we saw 6,272 weekly active users, which was pretty cool, on par for the prior 2 weeks, slight growth there. This week, our main focus is getting people to move their funds from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges and positioning ourselves as authoritative, credible, and the right thing to do and use. And that's something that people need to do right now, because as you've seen, that is a actually super pertinent thing. In addition, make sure, please, once again, stop by our office hours tomorrow. Come for the metrics, stay for the memes, and good times. I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thanks, H. Payne, for those updates. Next up, we got Globalization and the Smith. GM, the Smith.
Yeah, just fixing some issue. Starting, we will talk together in my fault. So, let's say hi. So, starting with Latin track for ShapeShiftDAO, we will be able to track some metrics on dot on borders. So, we hope to present to the community in our areas, which will take place today. It is the channel time. Sorry.
Hey, I don't think your mic's working properly. Maybe it's going through a different device or something, but it's really hard to hear you.
Okay, yeah, we're changing the devices. Maybe Vlad's device will be better.
All right, Vlad, could you take over?
Here. Is it better now?
I can hear you fine, Vlad. It was the Smith that was having issues.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, okay, going back to our number one, we just found some good relative traffic on ShapeShift.com property using Google Analytics data. We have to present to the community on this today's global office hours. it is on DAO's calendar. We also had Vlad's talk in Rio Innovation Week, which is a quite big event in Rio on Being Crypto's panel. Also, we're gonna run a massive onboarding at Colectivo 15 event in Rio. It is a social event. It's public. It's on the streets. So we hope to present some photos to the community soon.
Yeah, let me explain that a little bit. So that's kind of an extra thing, something that I was doing with Colectivo 15 from Giveth and ShapeShiftDAO. And we do this huge event like annually, and you're gonna have like some tents there. One of these tents is going to be for you to create your first Ethereum wallet and get like your first NFT as a POAP. And we printed some folders so that to work as paper wallet, ShapeShift branded folders. So
Because we do have some merch around to distribute on the event.
yeah, we're gonna have like some cash prizes, some crypto prizes, some stuff like that, and everyone's gonna be compelled to create this his first wallet. First, because the event's mainly being paid on crypto because of the NARSDAO proposal. We got some Ethereum there, and that's something that people are like talking about. And then because we're gonna be having some prize and some tents to talking about that. And ShapeShift is gonna be responsible for these on board through me, Fabio Guiriba, Carabella folks, and even Bob Burnquist, because he's up there too. He was like part of the proposal. He has like his own proposal too. We're like merging everything in one big event, and we're gonna be there creating onboarding through the ShapeShift tool. And
Yeah, it's public goods actually. ShapeShift is already a public good, and I think, my personal opinion as this myth, that it is great to have ShapeShift brand in a public venue inside a crypto friendly event in Rio. So this reinforce our brand presence in Rio and justify our access that we have been experiencing in .com. Okay, I think we talked too much, but moving forward, now we speak in Russian. The app is almost fully translated, at least 97%. And today, another weekly translation sync will take place. And that's all for the globalization. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Vlad.
thank you guys. Thank you guys.
That's all.
Thanks, guys. Next up, we got Jenkin and the Mod Squad.
Everyone. I'm going to be real short. The last 7 days, 147 new members. 14 days, we're up to 253 new members. And we actually had 0 raids. Bot raids, of course we have some soft ones, and of course in the background is more cleanup of some channels, and I'm adjusted a few roles to make it a little easier for new people to come in. That's all I got. Thanks.
Thanks, Jenkin. Next up, we got Diggy and the product team. Jim Diggy.
GM. Hi, everybody. Just wanted to say thanks for everybody who joined us on the product strategy meeting last week. I know it went long. I appreciate everybody coming and bringing their perspectives. And we are, of course, still continuing down the product strategy path, doing analysis and business cases, and we'll set up another sync maybe sometime towards the end of next week to continue the conversation. And then outside of that, Beard has been working on some improvements to the UX for the buy-sell user experience. So probably in the next couple of days, we'll see that come to life on the platform. And then Wallet Connect 2.0 that has been taken over by StackQ. There's some additional transaction types that were not included in the original spec that we need to account for. So we're going to be working through some of the UX on those. And then Beard's also been working on the DeFi Earn page, just some UI and design concepts. We've been looking at ways to improve that user experience. So we'll share more on that at the office hours on Thursday, which is my next point, that we have office hours on Thursday. And then there's a grant proposal that we put together that's being circulated right now with the Thorchain community over there for feedback. So we'll update once we have more information there. Thanks.
Thanks, Dee. Next up, we got DeFi and engineering. GM DeFi.
GM. So cleanup stuff continues. We're getting back into feature work stuff though. So the self-hosted nodes still syncing, continuing, and we're moving a little further towards decentralization by hosting the dev cluster in the taxi stake cluster. So we're reducing our reliance on the Fox Foundation there. Idle finance, Gomes is smashing out PRs there. That's what one's getting pretty close. Plus a bunch of staking and LP performance improvements and the abstraction that's been worked on there. Pothios has been working on like a litany of small bugs and performance improvements across the app. We've found a bunch of them that'll give us a lot more safety in future. I've been working with the Wherever, which is the EPNS notification stuff, so we should be seeing that widget coming in soon. I got access to review the code, and they're going to open source that before we go live with it. I'm working on robustness and performance with persistence. Meaning of that is that we're going to store the account and transaction data between visits, and so when a user comes back, hopefully things should load instantly. It also means that when a coin stack does go down and we have like production issues, that users will still be able to see their previous portfolio balance and transaction history, even if the backend is down. We just rely on market data. So yeah, that's pretty much it from engineering.
Awesome. Thanks, DeFi. Next up, we have operations. So new marketing feature release thread you can find at this link here. Kevin's continuing to cut over the endpoints in prod. Triage report. We had 8 reported issues last week. 5 reported resolved. Wallet functionality was 2 of them, 3 UI UX, and 3 trade DeFi. As DeFi said, post-parity cleanup is continuing. And we appreciate all the feedback so far. Any and all feedback is welcomed. And then week of 11.7 for the PR stats is down right now, so I am unable to provide those. So I know that Conscience is working on getting that back up, though. So hopefully once that's back up, I can get that updated for next week. And then we're on to tokenomics. GM Kent, how are you?
I'm good, Ron. How was your weekend?
It was a little cold. Winter's coming. How about you?
Yeah, a little cold here in Denver as well, but not too bad yet. So yeah, another busy week and crazy week in crypto and the markets and all that good stuff. Of course, in tokenomics, we don't have to pay close attention to things like that, because what we're really focusing on is working with what we have and planning for future success. So kind of with that in mind, we are working on 2 separate offerings, bond offerings on Arbor and Hourglass. These are moving forward, especially now that code audits have been completed on those 2. Thanks to Ocean, we're ready to move forward on doing these long-term bond offerings. So working closely with those teams on the next steps. An important caveat here is the TMDC has yet to actually authorize deposit of Fox into those respective smart contracts. So that'll be subject for discussion on Tuesday. But it does appear that the DAO is moving forward in that direction. There's 2 proposals related to tokenomics that I just wanted to call out for everybody if you're not aware. The first is the Fox Chain proposal, which tentatively will be called Archeo, as an archive or archaeology. Cool name. That is posted on Metaforo on our forum via John. Definitely give that a look. There's a lot of crossover with tokenomics there with respect to the airdrop and just the business model of Archeo. Also, crucially, it is not asking for DAO funds moving forward, so that has an impact on the runway. I also wanted to call out the taxi stake validator discussion. Taxi stake has been a powerful contributor to the bottom line, the DAO's revenue most months here, and that's certainly worth closer attention. We can talk more about that tomorrow as well. Also tomorrow we'll have Kevin from Nifty Apes joining us to talk about getting more utility out of hedgies. So there are many DAO contributors that are choosing to receive their contributions in Locked Fox via Hedgie. Nifty Apes is creating a lending protocol where you can borrow against things, NFTs, including Hedgies. So it could be an interesting use case, an interesting fit for contributors. So we'll hear more about that tomorrow. Also tomorrow, of course, we'll talk about the runway, but also with 3 new scenarios and assumptions built into those tabs. In addition to just strictly our stable coins, for planning purposes, it does make sense to use the conservative projections via solely stable coins. But for kind of thinking about different scenarios, we have some other ones built in there too, or we will be covering those tomorrow. So expect more craziness in the industry in general, but remember, what we're building here is the antidote to all this centralized chaos that's been happening. And keep kicking ass, everybody, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome, Kent. Thanks for those updates. Next up, we got Willie and Ocean for the Fox Foundation. GM, guys.
Well said, Kent. GM Ocean.
Hey, Willie, PTT, how's it going?
Best day ever.
Oh, got me this time, Willie.
Awesome. All right, so the foundation this week, we're working on a proposal to hand over some of the accounts that we do administration for to the DAO directly. So this includes a lot of the social accounts, a couple other SaaS providers. And so I think Willie's going to review the proposal that I wrote today, and then we'll hopefully have that posted later this week for everyone to take a look at. We got Adam focused on working with Foxchain or Archeo. I gotta start calling it the proper name. Mainly on a API service that is a directory for metadata about the nodes that are available. And let's see what else is going on. We're doing zero custody switch patents in the EU countries. That has to do with basically the swapping mechanism that was originally created back in the day when ShapeShift did like the non-custodial swapping. And then it just pushed a release to the Android store for the mobile app that will require a quick round of testing from anyone on an Android device. I think maybe Diggy and PTT, and I can't remember who else has Android. It should be a really light test, basically just to make sure that Wallet Connect functionality is not broken in any way. And then we can go ahead and roll that out. And then I think that's everything from me. Willie, what you got?
One miscellaneous thing, DAO HQ on Wednesday is hosting a DAO Fest to connect individuals interested in contributing to DAOs to some cool DAO projects. And so I will be there chilling ShapeShiftDAO alongside with Vlad and HPain.
Is that an in-person event, Willie?
It's in the metaverse.
Okay. Do you have details for that you could post somewhere?
Yeah, I'll post them in general right after this.
Awesome. Appreciate it. I have a couple people that I know that are looking, and they haven't necessarily found a spot here yet. So
yeah, it should be a great place for them to go find cool DAOs.
yeah, awesome. But I think that concludes it for today, unless anyone has anything in stage chat. Otherwise, we'll give everyone a few minutes back.
Have a great
Awesome.
GM, everybody.
Great GM, everyone.